Welcome to my podcast, Loving Courageous. I'm your host, Demetris. And for today's episode, I'll be speaking about the Georgia school shooting that took place on September the 4th at Apalachee High School. On September the 4th, around 10:20 a.m., a 14-year-old student named Colt Gray went to school and shot and killed 4 people, 2 teachers, one whose name was Richard Aspinwall, who was 39 years old, and Christina Ernie, age 53, and 2 students, one Christian Angulo and Mason Shermer-Hoare, both who were the age of 14. Also wounded 1 teacher and 8 students. So here are some things that authorities found out after the shooting. So on August the 14th, Colt Gray enrolled at Apalachee High School, but investigators say that he was absent for 9 days before the shooting. They also say the day of the shooting, Colt Gray rode the school bus to Apalachee High School carrying a semi-automatic assault rifle in his backpack, and he also had a knife. At 9:45 during second period, investors said that Colt Gray left the classroom asking to go speak to someone in the front office, but instead he took his backpack, which had the gun inside, and hid in the bathroom. 5 minutes later, Colt Gray's mother called the school, whose name is Marcy Gray, to warn that her son was having an extreme emergency after getting a text message from her son saying, "I'm sorry." Marcy Gray said a counselor told her that an email earlier that morning from one of Colt Gray's teachers said he had been talking about a school shooting. Marcy Gray said she urged them to find her son to check on him. Administrators went to the algebra classroom looking for Colt Gray, but he wasn't there. Now, when Colt Gray approaches the door, students realized that he had a gun and did not open the door. And the student that was in the classroom said that Colt Gray turned away from the door, and she said she heard 10 or 15 consecutive gunshots. People were shot in the hallway and inside at least one classroom. By 10:26 a.m., 2 school resource officers approached Colt Gray in the hallway. Colt Gray surrendered and was taken into custody. Now, there had been signs that were shown but were ignored that Colt Gray was capable of doing such harm. So back in May 2023, Colt Gray and his father, Colin Gray, were interviewed about an online threat that Colt Gray made. Colt Gray denied making the threat at the time, and after this, he then enrolled as a freshman at Apalachee High School. Now, in August the 18th, electronic message seeking help from a counseling service, according to a testimony Colin Gray wrote of his son. It said, "We have had a very difficult past couple of years and he needs help. Anger, anxiety, quick to be, I don't know what to do." Investigators said Colt Gray had at least one severe anxiety attack during his short stay at the school. A counselor said he reported having suicidal thoughts and rocked and shook uncontrollably while he was in her office. Now, Colt's mother, Marcy Gray, told investigators that she had argued with Colin Gray, asking him to secure his guns and restrict Colt's access. Instead, over time, Colin Gray bought his son ammunition, a gun sight, and other shooting accessories, record shows. Colt Gray even created a shrine to school shooters over his home computer. Georgia Bureau of Investigation agent Kelsey Ward said in court when Colin Gray had asked his son who the people in the pictures were, Kelsey Ward, testified that Colt told his father that one was Nicholas Cruz, the shooter in the 2018 massacre at Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School in Parkland, Florida. Kelsey Ward said Marcy Gray told her in an interview that Colt Gray's fascination with guns had gotten very bad over the past year. At one point, Colt asked his dad to buy him an all-black shooter mask, saying in a joking manner that I've got to finish up my school shooter outfit. Just kidding. Now, Colt's parents have discussed their son's fascination with school shooters, but decided that it was just in a joking context. Colt Gray earlier asked his mother to put him in a mental asylum, and after the anxiety attack, the family arranged to take him on August 31st to a mental health treatment center in Athens that offers inpatient treatment, but the plan fell apart when his parents argued about Colt's access to guns the day before, and his father said he didn't have the gas money. And investigators later found out that the gun that Colt Gray used in the shooting was actually a Christmas gift that his father gave him. Investigators have said that Colt Gray plotted the shooting at the 1900 Student High School northeast of Atlanta. A Georgia Bureau of Investigation agent testified that the boy left a notebook in his classroom with step-by-step handwritten instructions to prepare for the assault. It included a diagram of his second period classroom, which was his algebra class, and his estimate that he would kill as many as 26 people and wound as many as 13 others. He also wrote in the book, "Surprised if I make it this far." Now, Colt Gray and his father, Colin Gray, have both been indicted on murder charges. A Barrow County grand jury indicted 14-year-old Colt Gray on a total of 55 counts, including murder and the deaths of 4 people and 25 counts of aggravated assault. Grand jurors formally charged his father, Colin Gray, with 29 counts, including 2 counts of second-degree murder and 2 counts of involuntary manslaughter. Both of them are also facing multiple counts of cruelty to children. They are both scheduled to appear for arraignment on November the 21st, when both of them would formally enter a plea. Colin Gray is being held in the Barrow County Jail. Colt Gray is charged as an adult but is being held in a juvenile detention center in Gainesville. And neither one has sought to be released on bail. So that's all the information that I had on this topic. And I would just say that I'm sick and tired of people trying to make up excuses on why Colt Gray did this. Some people are trying to say maybe he was bullied. Some people are saying mental illness. And they even was talking on the news about, he had a rough, patch. The household, wasn't so great. His parents are not together and so on. And I was just like, I'm not trying to be funny or nothing. I really don't see what that has to do with him taking innocent lives. Honestly, there are so many people out here that, are living with one parent and not the other because their parents are divorced. They're not shooting up a school. There are so many kids out here that are being bullied, that not shooting up a school. Honestly, for me, I used to get made fun of in middle school, and I did not ever go to school and shoot it up. So to me, the one thing that I have an issue with is people making up excuses for this white teen actions. That's what I have an issue with. And I don't want nobody to make up excuses for somebody that literally goes to a school and shoots it up. There is no excuse for you killing innocent people. And I want to make that clear. There's no excuse for that. You shouldn't ever make up excuses for somebody that took 4 innocent lives and injured a couple more people. I mean, that's just unacceptable. And I'm really sick and tired of people always using mental illness. There is no reason mentally on why he did it. He just did it because he wanted to do it. I really do not like that people, whenever they see a white kid do something like this, oh, mental illness, because that's what they did the first time. You know, they saw a white kid go to a school and shoot up. The first thing they did was mental illness. If this was a Muslim, nobody would say mental illness. People would say terrorist. If this was a black kid, everybody would say gang violence. You know, this was a Mexican, Latino, child. A lot of people would say close the border up. These immigrants, we don't want immigrants here. But whenever it comes to a white kid, people want to say mental illness. Well, I call BS. I don't give a darn what is the color of your skin. At the end of the day, BS when it comes to mental illness. When you see a white kid shooting up a dang on school, I don't give a darn about the color of your skin. At the end of the day, you cannot justify mental illness on why this person did that. Let's not make that a thing, please. Because honestly, that's like saying if somebody goes out here and kills somebody for no reason, oh, mental illness. What? That don't even make logic sense. You're literally making up an excuse on why this person did it. You cannot blame mental illness on every single freaking crime. You cannot do that. There are just some people out here that are just evil. There's good and there's evil in this world. You cannot always say mental illness when somebody goes out there and kills somebody. You can't do that. That's like somebody robbing somebody. Oh, mental illness. Somebody raped somebody. Oh, mental illness. You can't do that. You just can't. Don't make up no excuse because the boy was white. I don't give a darn about his parents not together or the childhood he had. Sweetheart, there are some people out here that had a worse childhood than him. And I'm just going to be honest about it. And a lot of people have not went to a school and shot it up. Stop making up excuses because he's white. It's unacceptable. And I really get pissed off about it because you have the news people, some of them, the news reporters, even, some of the judges, some of them try to make up excuses for. Stop giving him a slap on the mother freaking back because he's white. Because no other child would get that if there were any other race. Cut it out. There's no excuse. I don't give a darn what he's going through. I don't give a darn. I deal with depression. I deal with anxiety. Dang on it. You don't see me out here shooting up something. What mental illness does this boy have? I mean, for real. They say he had an anxiety attack. Okay? That's no excuse to shoot up a dang on school. That's no excuse. You have plenty of people out here that deal with depression, anxiety. You have people out here dang on the freaking bipolar. I mean, seriously. They did not go out here and shoot up a school. That boy had an anxiety attack. That is no reason to go out there and shoot up a freaking school and kill people. Stop making up excuses for that boy. He took innocent lives and those people did not do anything to him. They didn't do a dang on thing to him. And for y'all ones that are making up excuses for him, let me tell you something. Oh my goodness. I don't want to wish nothing bad on anybody, but if you have a kid, a niece or nephew, grandchild, whoever, you better pray to God they do not go to school and get shot at. Because if they do, I want you to keep that same energy and I want you to say mental illness. Since you want to stand here and make up excuses for somebody that went to a school and took 4 innocent lives and wounded others, those kids and those teachers are traumatized now. They not even going to be able to sleep. They scared to go back to school. You can't even go to school and learn something no more. But you want to make up an excuse and say mental illness. Oh, he was probably being bullied. He was having a hard time at home. I don't give a rat booty. That's no excuse. You cannot make up an excuse for someone committing a crime and saying mental illness all the dang on time. That is not a good excuse, people. Y'all need to stop doing that mess. You can't always say mental illness. Somebody go out there and do something so evil. Cut the crap out. It's unethical. Seriously. You're making a valid, like trying to make a valid excuse on why he did it. What the hell? He did it because, I'm not trying to be funny, but some people are really getting encouraged by the hate that is being spreaded in this country. He's encouraged. I mean, this boy literally had a shrine of the school shooting that happened in Florida of Nicholas Cruz. Literally. So, I mean, he was encouraged by it. And it's sad because these school shootings have encouraged a lot of people. And I want to make this clear. There's a difference between hate and a mental illness. Okay? Let's be clear about that. Hate is not a mental illness. That's something that, one, you're taught. And two, that's just something that somebody, if they bitter, they just got hate up in them. Jealousy can really bring in hate in somebody. So, I mean, if you looking at the country that we live in, America is full with hate. And that encourage people to go out here and to hate other people. It has nothing to do with mental illness. Cut the crap. It has to do with who that person is as an individual. It's like Trump, for a prime example. That racist convicted felon. He encouraged his fans to spread hate. And Trump is racist. And the people that likes him, they're racist as well. It's not like, oh my goodness, like they just came out the blue with this. No, it was already in them. Trump says one thing and his stupid followers listen. The same reason how he lied and said that, the immigrants, they're eating the dogs, they're eating the cats. And next thing you know, you got his stupid supporters. They follow right along. And next thing you know, these people that are immigrants, they are being, like threatened and stuff. So it has to do with what the person, like who they are just inside. That's what it has to do with. If you're a type of person you hate and you see all this violence that is being spreaded in this country, then you're going to get encouraged off of that. And if you're a person of love and you do not agree with this, then you're not going to do that. But it's a difference between hate and mental illness. So let's just clarify that, because honestly, it ain't nothing wrong mentally with the boy. He just evil. That's it. And his dad should be ashamed of himself for standing here buying him that dang on rifle. But also to the parents out there, I mean, there are a lot of parents out here that teach their kids at a young age, sadly, to use a gun at young as 6 or 7 years old, which is sad, because to me, no kid should be playing with that. I feel like we as people, especially if you're a parent, you need to do your part. Like when you see these kids out here shooting up these schools, number one, you need to look at what you're doing as a parent. Do you encourage your kid to shoot a gun? Because if so, then you need to rethink what you're doing as a parent. We see too many of these kids having access to guns at a young age, and that's really an issue. And I just really do not understand where your head at as a parent to stand here and put a gun in a kid's hand and be like, yeah, go play with that. I don't understand where your head at. Because when I was a kid, I didn't play with that. That's not a toy. It's a weapon. And last time I checked, you had to be a certain age to purchase a gun in America. So if you got to be a certain age to purchase a gun, what makes you think a kid is going to be able to play with it? You're not eligible to play with it. So, I mean, I don't understand why these parents are teaching their kids at a young age to shoot guns and use them. I honestly feel like you should be charged with that. Like, I just cannot make up any excuse for that. It's just unacceptable. But that is all that I have to speak on. But now I will get into the Black History fact. So for the Black History fact, I will speak about Alexander Miles, who invented the automatic elevator doors. So before elevators were automatic, people had to manually shut them before riding them. Now, forgetting to do so led to multiple accidents as people fell down the elevator shafts. Now, when the daughter of Alexander Miles almost fatally fell down the shaft, he decided to develop a solution to this. So in 1887, he took out a patent for a mechanism that automatically opens and closes elevator shaft doors. And his designs are largely reflected in elevators that are used today. Now that is all for my episode today. Thank you everyone for listening to my podcast, and I hope you all have a lovely day.